We are live from South Hagerstown High School for the second game of the day as the Survivors, number 11 in the power rankings, take on number 6 Ruckus. And interesting play call here as Will Bray takes the ball and not very far. Daniel Taylor back at quarterback for Survivors today. Last time we saw him, as mentioned, was against the Assassins in the Bassford Heritage Bowl. He got injured there, but he's back just in time as the Survivors very understaffed today. There's only one player on their sideline currently, 2 actually, as they take on Ruckus. These two teams have a lot of history with each other. We'll get to that momentarily. Snap, Taylor, tipped and intercepted. And he takes it to the 20. And Ruckus already making it look easy. And they are woefully outnumbered as Survivors in this one. If you look at the Ruckus sideline in comparison, those are not Survivor players in the black. Those are program players. Program victorious earlier, 28-0. Over the Warriors. And Ruckus, their final regular season game. They will not play next week. They have gone with Steven Renner today, I believe, a quarterback, with Frank Carter playing wide receiver, and Edwards, who was the quarterback last game against Mayhem, lining up at tailback. So they have 3 quarterbacks in this offense. Snap, Renner tosses it to the right to Edwards. Edwards cuts inside, still going. We have an update from Virginia Beach. Currently, the affiliates are tied at 13 in overtime. Anybody watching have any other updates on that tournament, please get back to me. And the Survivors are a very makeshift team. Both teams are locked in their respective brackets. Ruckus is in the A. It's just a matter of who they're going to play. A win today will put them at 5-3. Snap, Renner fires to Carter, and Carter pulled out just short of the end zone. Steven Renner, formerly of Survivors, he was part of the team in the fall of 2015. Recruited as a slot receiver. Now he's a quarterback for Ruckus. We've seen what he can do on defense as well, at defensive end and linebacker. A very versatile athlete. But he was a Survivor once upon a time, as was many of these Ruckus players. Snap, hand off Edwards. And I believe he's in. No, Bray says he's got his flag at the 1. We'll see where the ball was. So they're going to say Bray got him at the 1 or 2.
How was that ball? Short.
And we're going to go to the end zone cam for the first time today, since the Warriors couldn't move the ball and the program scored on deep balls only. Very thin crew here for the Survivors. Snap, Renner to Edwards, incomplete. So 4th down coming, and this would be huge for the Survivors if they can get a stop. Especially after the way they started this game. They've only dressed 11 players. So here we go. Renner going to his right. Should he get in? Yes! Steven Renner runs it in. Touchdown, Ruckus. And the score is 6-0 for the Orangemen, who looks like they're bringing back Orange this week. They've been wearing gray all season.
Take that
And Ruckus is up 6-0 to start this one. Extra point pending. I'll take a big step back, actually. And bad snap, and they're going to run to the right as Edrow's going to throw to Edwards. Got it! And it's 7-0 Ruckus. Dorsey to Edwards, and it's 7-0 after the Stephen Renner run. And the Survivors will get back onto the field. Survivors purely fighting for seeding at this point. They are locked into the B. They could be anywhere as high as a 1 seed potentially, depending on tiebreakers. Or they could be the number 5 seed. Well, the way they're looking right now, 5 is more likely. Hand off to Bray, and nothing there. It's a very thin crew. The second lowest amount of guys they have dressed for a game. The lowest came back in 2014 against X-Dogs. We only dressed 10 in that one. I was there as we got blown out in the final game of that regular season. Snap, Taylor. Fires the Carasquillo, incomplete. It was Survivors and Ruckus who were the starting points in that 2014 season that led to the creation of the spring season and set the tone for what the league is today. Both of those teams have been around for a long time. Ruckus has been there every season since. They have not missed any. Survivors were not around in 2017. Most of their team ended up playing on TMT last spring. But they pulled back a majority of the guys, at least a good amount, from where they were. Unfortunately, they have yet to recapture the magic of that fall 16 season. Fires complete. Carasquillo, who's going to throw it again, and that's incomplete. Taylor was the intended target. 4th down coming up. If anybody could share this to the league page or the Uncut page, that'd be appreciated. As well, if anybody can give me updates off Virginia Beach in the comments section. Maybe I'm not seeing comments. As Survivors will punt, and Cocho is the punter. Johnny Cocho joined Survivors in the fall of 15. He left them for the Ducks, where he was for 3 seasons, until he joined Top Gun, but now he's back with Survivors. And Cocho with the boot. There's a good punt at that, too. That caught me off guard, that's for certain. And Carasquillo gets the flagpole downfield. So, Ruckus takes over. As Survivor special teams get a nice little victory on the Ruckus special teams. However, so far...
Hold up.
And they're going to say offsides on Ruckus. And Survivors will take over for a 1st down. So they drew Ruckus offside, and the result of it is they have a shot. So can they get some momentum going?
You heard that, right? He told us, right? Come on. Hold up, Taylor.
And line judge, or the back judge, rather discussing. Taylor takes a snap, fakes, and he's going to be sacked by Vaughn. And we just got an update as the affiliates have defeated Riot Squad 20-19 in overtime. As mentioned, Andy Hoffman starting for the affiliates today at Virginia Beach. He scores a big tournament win with them as they will advance to the next round. And right now, Taylor struggling to get this offense going. It's been a rough season. Taylor with the snap. Fires, incomplete. He wants PI, and the refs do not agree.
I know, bro. I know. Oh, man, tell me about it. I know the feeling.
All right, man. Bray lining up a tight end. Taylor, not anywhere to go. Gets it off quickly to Cocho, however. And B-Mike breaks it up at the last second. Incomplete. Looks like Cocho had a nice little reception. Actually, they're going to give it to him. They're going to say Cocho caught it and that Brandon Michael broke it up after he caught it. So the Survivors gets a positive yardage. How about that?
About 5 yards.
So 4th and 5.
Outs on the outside, inside running across.
See what the Survivors could do. Team struggling with attrition right now. Might as well go for every punch they can get. They're locked to the beat, irregardless of what happens today. Taylor fires incomplete. However, I believe a penalty is coming.
Fucking hit my bad thumb, son of a bitch!
I apologize to Gloria Staley if she is watching this broadcast. As Taylor expressing his frustration, it runs in the family, I assure you. The missing connection in all this Survivors Ruckus matchup is the Ducks history. The Ducks ended up being absorbed into Ruckus this season. We'll get back to that in a second. Taylor with the snap. Rush coming immediately. It's Zabir. He gets away, though, but they call flag at the last second.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's the penalty.
I just wanted to throw. I just want to yell.
I think Taylor thought he was sacked at first. Zabir got across that line quick. Maybe too quick.
Come on, B. Come on, B.
Well, we mentioned the missing connection. That was the Ducks. The Ducks were absorbed by Ruckus officially this past season. The Ducks came from, however, the Survivors at the end of the 2015 fall season. Survivors split up, leading to the creation of the Ducks. And for a year, the two exchanged themselves in a little rivalry, which was a 1-1 tie. And Taylor has drawn off sides again, and it's tipped and incomplete. But they did draw off sides again, so Daniel forcing Ruckus into some mistakes here. Trying to win with the mental game, as the physical game has not quite been there yet for Survivors. And he's in a hurry to get this offense going. Trying to ride off the momentum, keep forcing some mental errors and getting some yards. Snap. Bray with the screen. Going still. Will Bray cutting up. Will Bray has the sideline. Can Will Bray score? He falls down. Where is he? They're going to say he's down short. But the biggest gain in a while we've seen for Survivors. And this offense showing some signs of life. Even if most of it has been penalty yards. But the big reception there by Bray gets them down to about believe the 5-yard line as we hit the end zone camera. And that was beautiful. Well executed by the survivors.
Yeah, I'd say we messed up.
There's a couple penalties. It's cool.
You want me on the line?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. What's happening, Joey?
And they're going to call quarter, so I have to walk back to the other side. So at the end of the first, yeah, can't quite keep together. The score is Ruckus 7, Survivors nothing. Taylor picked off on the first play of the game after the ball was tipped at the line. Ruckus struggled to score, but finally Stephen Renner punched it in himself. And then on this try, Survivors taking advantage of mistakes by Ruckus, drawing him off sides twice on this drive before Taylor found Bray to get them down at scoring range. Survivors are, however, without their kicker, Jordan Bartok, today. So this is going to be 4 down territory, one would believe.
We're actually up there, but... No. Good. Yep, go ahead.
Hey, they're running.
Okay, lock up outside.
Good.
Hey, Daniel, watch this. Ready.
From the 5, Taylor, handoff to Bray. Will Bray try to cut outside, but he's got nowhere to go.
Way to plug that hole. Way to sit. Check it down. Watch the ball, yo.
Mention this rivalry between Ruckus and Survivors goes back to 2014. Has not been much of a rivalry, though. They've been close and competitive in almost every game, with the exception of the first season. But Survivors have yet to score a win against Ruckus in their team's history. Taylor fires, intercepted, however. Still going is McSherry. And Carasquillo will finally chase him down. Taylor tried to force it to Carasquillo, but it wasn't there. And as a result, Ruckus, with their second interception of this game, I want to say they lead the league in interceptions. The number 3 scoring defense. They gave up 30 last game to Mayhem. Looking for some redemption today. And so far they are getting redemption. And the rain is starting to drizzle a little here. We'll see where this goes. Hopefully nowhere. I think I've had enough of rain this year. If so, I'll go grab my umbrella, which I don't have on me. Only because the screen getting wet would not help me at all. And lining up in a 3-quarterback set here, out of the pistol. Snap, fake, toss to Edwards, who can throw. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, incomplete. And that is rain coming. And the rain wasn't supposed to be due till 2, but you know how it's been this spring. Snap, Carter, handoff to Renner. Renner is going to cut to the outside. Stephen Renner, the former basketball player, still going. But they finally get him. So they're giving Survivors a look that indicates all 3 can be passers. We've seen Edwards try, we've seen Renner try, now we're seeing Carter. As Ruckus tries to get their quarterback situation figured out before they get to the playoffs. No better game than this one to get that sorted. If anybody has an umbrella, yeah, see how this goes. Trying to keep the screen from getting too wet. Renner in motion. Carter fires. Renner's going to try to throw, maybe? Bucklew try to get him. He misses him. Throws it back to Carter. And Frank Carter still going. Tosses it back to Steven Renner. Carter and Renner down at the 1. There's been that controversy for a while now about whether Frank Carter or Steven Renner should be starting. And right now, seems like they're both doing great in that backfield. So why not go with both? It has won games before in other levels of football. Florida ran it back in 06 with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow. Perhaps they found their own combination here. After all, ADR has 2, Boyd and Boone. Why not Renner and Carter for Ruckus? Maybe even Edwards. Carter, handoff.
That's a touchdown. He's been in there.
And they're saying touchdown to Edwards. And Ruckus goes up 13-0. And after this score, we might have to put the phone away due to the rain getting on the screen. I don't want to do anything to mess up the battery or even the touchscreen itself. So I might go off for a minute. So this will be the last play for the moment. Snap is bad, and this rain is starting to come down. I'm going to go off the air for the moment until I can find an umbrella to cover the screen. We'll be right back. The score is Ruckus 14, Survivors nothing. And we resume the second half. I have an umbrella, or second quarter rather. I have an umbrella now. As Ruckus leads 14-0 on Survivors. Hopefully this does no damage to my equipment. Not the biggest umbrella. Keeps me dry enough. And this rain, a little out of nowhere, it was only indicating, there was no rain indicated till at least 2 o'clock today in the hourly. That was at 8. But it's coming down, and it's coming down pretty steadily. Snap Taylor. Complete the Cocho. Rain has been the theme this season. It's been a very wet and cold spring, and handoff not going there for Survivors. So Ruckus takes over after a 4-and-out. Renner coming in late. As you hear it coming down on me. Yeah, this one was not supposed to happen for a while. Carter is now the quarterback with Spruce at tailback and Renner in the slot. Carter's going to run it himself on the option. Frank Carter cutting, but he loses the ball running. Otherwise, I think Frank Carter might have had 6.
Yeah, my foot did.
If anybody can share it to the league page, it'll be nice. You see the rain coming down. We will only call games if it's a thunderstorm. So far, nothing like that in the air. Just a solid rain, as it's been all spring here in Washington County. Snap. Carter, rush coming. Going to go to his left. And not much there for Frank Carter. And it's getting just a little worse. It's going from bad to worse. And I'm not so sure if this one's going to hold up. Carter in the gun. Snap, toss to the left, and not really working there. I'm not so sure you're going to get a reverse off in a driving rainstorm, but it's worth a shot, I suppose.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to know the state of my life currently, I'm live streaming a game on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. in a rainstorm that nobody is watching. We have no viewers. And Ruckus lining up. I will say, I can't think of a place I'd rather be than this one. And right here. Carter in the gun. Snap, handoff. The big man. Going to go to the side, and oh, he stiffed our Carasquillo. I hope we didn't get a good enough angle, in my opinion, on that. And they're saying he's out. And the rain is getting a little lighter, but that's not saying much. And
See a blue beanie, let me know, buddy.
you're gonna say what?
A blue beanie, a little blue bag.
I'll keep an eye on
It's
it.
on this side. No big, I got that.
So Carter and company. And Spurs, nothing there. Buckaloo, for some reason, lifting him up. I'm not sure what Buckaloo was trying to do. And there's going to be a penalty on Buckaloo.
It's a warning, it's a warning.
Or,
I hear you, hold on.
actually, a warning it'll be. So let's go to the end zone camera. So 4th down for Ruckus. As it's coming down very steadily. Man in motion, it's Edwards. Carter's going to run it himself, and last second he throws it short. So they're going to say Carter wasn't in. Lateral did not work. And they're saying it's... So that was 4th down, and Ruckus seems a little confused. But it's survivor's ball. But they're in the danger zone right now.
Hey, Wes! Wes, throw the ball, man!
Hand off, and that's a safety. And Taylor celebrating the safety as the survivors score points for Ruckus to make it 16-0. And if you want to see the definition of packing it in, this might be the end of this survivors team. But at least they're trying to be entertaining. It has not been a good comeback for them this spring. They tried to make it work. They looked like they had potential to make some noise in the B back in April, but it's been a downward spiral ever since. As Coach O will kick it off. And that's not, well, it's going to stay on the field. As Carasquillo downs it. I think it's time to mention there was some controversy at the beginning of this season when Johnny Cocho left Ruckus for Survivors and Derek Dehaney left Survivors for seemingly Ruckus. Both guys had already paid for their jerseys, which led to a dispute between teams. We have seen the Cocho Ruckus jersey this season. Gotta wonder if Cocho might be regretting that decision.
I don't even know. I didn't know we needed one of y'all.
He is certainly getting his money's worth playing today. And I'm nowhere near where I should be.
Black 5. Black 5. There go.
Renner in motion. And he's going to hand off to Edwards. Or no, he faked it to Edwards. The Renner's still gone. Steven Renner finally gets a flag for flag guard. But before that, he had a hell of a run. And the rain seems like it's stopping slowly. This is the second of 3 games today. The final game is supposed to be Assassins and Broad Axe. And honestly, I've not seen either squad yet. Have to wonder what the status of that game is. Hopefully it is not postponed, because the Assassins have not played. They've only played one time since April 29th, and that was against the program, so they need their workout. And it would also affect next week's schedule if it is postponed. We shall see. All 3 quarterbacks here for Ruckus. Snap, Carter. Buckaloo coming. Carter slips. And he's going to fire it, and it's caught. So 3rd down coming up for Ruckus. And as this field's starting to get a little muddy.
Hold up. Time out, ref. Time out.
And a timeout by Carter.
My bad. That's what I was saying. You don't want to do that.
As the rain is a little slower than what it was. As mentioned, this has been a very wet season in the Washington County Flag Football League. We haven't had that perfect day quite yet. For the most part, it's just mostly been rain or colder temperatures. Most weeks both. Carter in a gun. Snap. And fakes. Frank Carter will fire it deep. Got the big man. Incomplete in triple coverage. Carasquillo defending it. We talked about that Survivors Ducks connection earlier. Both squads actually almost had a merger in the spring of 2017. The idea was to merge them both to form the West Virginia Bears. However, that never came to fruition. Just neither side saw eye to eye. Ducks ended up just absorbing some Survivor guys. Others went to TMT and elsewhere. Some didn't even play after Survivors went under. Well, the Survivors back this season, but has not been a very good time for them. As Carter of a bad time on that snap, and Survivors take over. And the Ruckus offense stagnates a little.
Wait, but you do tell us. I didn't know anybody was telling them what to do.
When we say shit to y'all, don't say shit to us.
So let's see what Survivors can do. Trailing 16-0 here in the second quarter. We only missed 2 plays. Both were incompletions by Daniel Taylor. We got on the air as soon as we could. Hello, Melissa. Snap, Taylor, and first one there to incomplete. There's just no time. But it's a big mismatch. Ruckus, the number 3 defense in this league. Might be number 4 actually after what happened last game. I have not checked. I'll look into it later. Again, it's the Survivors offense that ranks 10th in points per game. They're in a dogfight with Assassins and Red Knights for the worst in the league. Snap. And Taylor steps up. Still going. Daniel Taylor gets some yards. So, some progress there for the Survivors. The first time these two met was in September 2014. It was quite a wonderful day. I was the head coach at the time, my first game. I showed up hungover. My uncle showed up as well and took over the team. We amassed 49 yards, 17 passing, 32 rushing, threw about 2 picks, and lost 21-0 to a Ruckus team that had 196 yards on the ground rushing. Not a very fun day. Both squads have changed immensely ever since. And Taylor still going. They got the shorts. And finally the flag. And another sack. Fourth down for the Survivors. For a while there, these two teams were neck and neck. Both trying to fight to succeed in this league. Both are in dramatically different directions right now. Ruckus is a solid A team. Survivors are just fading down the stretch. Taylor, the snap, goes to his right. And incomplete to Bray. Survivors offense only has a total of two touchdowns. In the last 4 games, actually, thinking about it some more, I don't think this team has scored a touchdown since April 29th. And with the deficiencies and lack of depth, it's easy to understand why. Injuries as well. They were on their 4th quarterback last week.
Okay.
Taylor's back this week, but he does not have the numbers to win this game against a very deep Ruckus team, at least in comparison to Survivors.
Oh, never mind.
And I think Renner is the cue now. I'm trying to see. Looks like it. Maybe it is Frank, though. I think it is Frank, yep. Hand off to Renner. And not much there as Ridenauer, a former West Virginia Duck, gets the pole. Ridenauer played center for the Ducks last spring. He was their starting center of what was the final Ducks team. Little did we know that a year ago. But the Ducks players have seen more success on Ruckus. And 5-3, it's been a pretty good year. Renner in the gun, now playing Q. On option, pitches to Edwards, and they say Bucklew got him before he pitched it. Ruckus disagrees.
Hey, rewind that on the live.
I can't rewind the live stream.
Get a timestamp. Timestamp right now, this moment.
Timestamp. Timestamp. I don't know what the timestamp is. So check back at 18:15, I believe, to see if he got it off. I thought Renner may have gotten it. It was close. But it's a subjective call by the official. Carter in the gun. Renner in motion. Double pass coming. And Renner is going to pitch it back to Carter. And oh, Carter just can't come up with it. And I know what Ruckus is going for, but the rain is making it ridiculously hard to execute. And they're going to punt with a 16-0 lead. Honestly, if they were not trying to be fancy, it'd be a lot more. If you ask me, they're trying a little too hard. Survivors may be low in numbers, but the still are a team you got to beat first before goading too much. And Carter on his fourth down is going to roll to his right, and he's going to fire incomplete to Edwards. And so Survivors will take over again as the Ruckus offense is stagnating in the rain. Somehow we are not at halftime yet.
Yeah, Trey, how long is your live feed going? Because this is the longest half in this league's history.
I feel like I've almost hit an hour.
There is no way this is going to work. There's no way. Let's make my hair grow back.
So 16-0 Ruckus. Survivors with the ball back. And I'm not so sure how worried Ruckus is about getting the offense together when the defense has been lights out throughout this one. And they got Taylor lined up at left tackle and Bucklew at quarterback now. Bold idea. Let's see how this works out. And Bucklew drops the ball on the first one. Survivors trying just anything they can to produce offense. This is almost their practice game for the B bracket. I know it's weird to say a team like Ruckus would be practice, but given all things considered, no better time to work out the kinks than now. Snap, and Bucklew going to his left. Tyler Bucklew turning up. Big Buck still going. Tyler Bucklew gets a large gain, 20 yards on the left side, and Buck is down and out. But he made a statement before that. But he's down, and right now if you're Survivors, with only 11 people on roster, you don't need any injuries. They do have Wes Robinson, their equipment manager as well, they need players. And I have my Survivors jersey on, but for the moment, Bucklew is down, and that's a big loss on that offensive line. And Survivors want to call it.
Take care, fellas.
And we're going to call this in the second quarter. So in a rare moment, this game has been called in the second. Ruckus wins 16-0. I mean, it'll at least boost their defensive points per game, but this game is over. Survivors, I don't think do not want to continue as Ruckus wins 16-0. Game ending with Bucklew's injury after the long run. It was a hell of a play, though. But the final from this one, Ruckus 16, Survivors nothing. Ruckus is now 5-3 on the year.
So is it a point to go home and change before practice?
And Survivors fall to 1-7. Both of these teams are done for the regular season. We'll see them again in 2 weeks. And so they've called it. Score Ruckus 16, Survivors nothing after less than 30 minutes of football.
That game lasted like 3 hours.
I don't even know, were we in the fourth quarter and they just never told us? I was about to say, it's like, it just dragged that whole first half, did.
Still 2 minutes left in the first half.
And so, that'll do it. Maybe we'll be back, we'll see. There's one more game left, between the Sassets and Broadaxe, but that game's not due to 12, and the current time is 11:19, so maybe we'll see you in 40, maybe we won't. Till then, I'm Joey Bassford signing off. Final score, Ruckus 16, Survivors nothing. As Survivors have surrendered the game in the second quarter.